Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to break down the zombie invasion event that's just right around the corner here as the next leaderboard event that's featuring not just the monthly item being the garlic, the bunch of garlic here, but also the silver credits for the monthly, in addition to an opportunity here for a leaderboard and more ISO 8 purple resources in terms of ions and potential crystals. So, as you guys can see from the blog that was released over the past weekend here, you can see there's a couple of things that we have to be mindful of, and really it's going to be coming from multiple areas, and it's probably one of the more complex ones that we've seen to date, especially with some moving parts and some uncertainty because we don't really know yet, definitively how much zombie hunter orb fragments that we will be needing to get this. So I'm going to put in some assumptions here, but I'll break it down for you guys simply in terms of the math and what we're going to be seeing, what's free to play feasible, as well as my game plan overall. But first and foremost, how do you score points in general from the different buckets? There's Zombie Hunter Orb Fragments from the Hunger and Thirst event. If you recall, this is the new Vampire versus Zombies event that's going to be starting pretty shortly here. We have Dead of Night Showcase Energy that we've been utilizing for the Night Stalker team. We have raids specifically with Night Stalker characters. That's going to give you some bonus points there. And then finally, we also have the spending of power cores. And I think the power cores component is the one unnecessary one, but it might be required just to top up your points if need be, or for those that are competing in the leaderboards, that could be the difference maker there of whether or not you want to go higher and deeper into the competition. And obviously, the higher you rank in leaderboards, the better the rewards. As well, this is the leaderboard rewards here for Man-Thing Diamond. So the top 1,000 players are going to get that. So just food for thought if that's something you're interested in. But you can see, once again, the bunch of garlic, silver bullets, as well as the ISO 8 purple. Having said that, I don't think there was any notable character shards or anything like that. It's mainly just a gear, rewards here. There's ISO 8 credits for more of the crystals specifically. Ion, some gold here and there sprinkled as well. But you can see, even just showing you here the breakdown, there's a couple things that we are going to be breaking down, but more importantly, if you have any of the Night Stalker characters at 5 stars and above, it's going to give you a nice bonus here, especially if you already have them at 7 stars, likely spenders. But we don't even have any of these characters in terms of free to play availability yet, so it's probably unlikely. In my math anyways, we rule that out. We're just going to be taking advantage of the raid with Night Stalkers at any level. Now, before I break down the math, guys, I do want to just quickly pivot here as well to the web milestone, because some folks forget about this, and this could be adding a sizable amount of points. Typically, this makes up 1/3 of the event overall in terms of what you want to accomplish. So make sure you guys are logging into marvelstrikeforce.com, heading over to your roster and milestone progress. This is the spending of the candy to power up the milestones, and it actually adds 33,500 of these zombie invasion milestone points. So it's really sizable. Gives you some Venom shards in addition to Venom's actual costume unlock too. So that's pretty cool, that Ancient Pharaoh. And like I said, this is always a nice component of the game. It's unfortunate it's not linked into the account itself for the in-game, and you have to actually go onto a website, but it always adds up like 1/3 or 25% of the overall event. So you definitely want to make sure you take advantage of this. Okay, so that's 33,500 points that we need to input there. And as well, I want to show you where the bulk of the points are going to be coming from. You can see the spending of Dead of Night energy, it's going to be 5 points per. Every event that they've ran with the showcase, it seems like it's dwindling. I think the first time this event was run, it was 10 points per. Last week was 6 points, and now it's 5. So it seems to be getting diminishing returns as more and more of these events come out featuring the showcase. These Zombie Hunter Orb Fragments, this is the biggest question mark we have, because we just don't know how much we're going to get rewarded. So we'll be using assumptions there, but usually Marvel Strike Force and Scopely tries to be reasonable in terms of allowing the general public to be able to access at least the monthly item. And then a big chunk of it is actually also going to be coming from raiding with Night Stalker characters. As you can see, 18,000 total points there. That's pretty sizable, guys. 18,000 from using Night Stalker. So keep in mind, this includes Agatha Harkness. This includes Moon Knight, because of the fact that they're also still classified under that name. So if you have them, I would focus on using them in raids, and that way it's going to give you some additional points there. You can even enter a battle and then hit defeat, and it'll still register, so as long as you're using those characters. So that in essence is the overall scoring, guys. And then lastly, obviously the power cores is 1 points per, but how does that look? Well, to be honest, guys, I think I'm probably just going to be going for the Punch of Garlic, which is located on milestone 14 at 79,000 points. And I want to walk you through the math real quickly here, because I don't think there's anything really worthwhile unless you're trying to go for a higher position on the leaderboard or more purple ISO 8 ions. But even with the next milestone here on the purple ISO 8 ions, you still actually need a sizable boost. So once again, I don't know what the zombie or fragments, so we're just gonna be conservative here, but let me walk you through the math. So we know we're doing the showcase energy, and keep in mind, this is without any power cores whatsoever. If it's going for 5 points per, it's going to give you roughly 10,000 points. If you're doing the raids with Night Stalker characters, and remember, you can use characters aside from the 3, because we're just going to assume that we don't have any of those characters above 5 stars. It's going to give you around 18,000, as I noted earlier. The zombie versus vampires, this is going to be the biggest one that's kind of a question mark, because we just don't know. But I think 15,000 points is going to be reasonable based on the math that we've seen, and that's about 7 to 8 orbs. I think that's more than reasonable based on what we saw with the leak game event that happened a few days back. We got the free claim that's 500 points per day. Usually is around 3,500 in the span of the week when this event goes live. And then last but not least, as I noted earlier, we have the web milestone accounting for 33,500 points. We have not used any power cores in this map because, like I said, I'm just going to be hoarding my power cores. I don't plan on using any of it for the showcase energy. I don't plan on using any of it for the specific aspect here in terms of the point bonus. Maybe I'll use it for the daily refresh to get additional campaign ISO 8 energy on the web milestone. But aside from that, I haven't inputted here, so that way you guys can see my math. And that still gives you a healthy score here of 80,000 points, which is, by the way, north of the milestone 14 for the Bunch of Garlic. And I also wanted to highlight this milestone 16 here because in order to earn an additional 200,000 in purple ISO 8 ions, you actually have to hit 120,000 points. That's a pretty big difference. That's 50% more than what we have to hit for the monthly items. So in my honest opinion, guys, I don't know if it's gonna be feasible. It really depends on how much you want to use your power cores into showcase energy. But if you're going to do that, remember that it's going to double dip. You're going to be getting points, additional points from your showcase, and as well as additional points from the actual power cores utilized. And remember, this is all relative to where you want to end up on the leaderboard event itself. So I think for me, if I'm hitting the monthly, I'm not sure if I'll be in the top 10,000 to be honest, but I don't care because I have everything I need now to push towards unlocking Odin and Dark Dimension 8. So I think that's going to be the big takeaway for you folks here. If you still need ISO 8 ions, I would recommend at least pushing for the top 10,000, top 7,500. That way you're getting an extra boost there in the leaderboards for the ISO 8 purple. Otherwise, there's honestly no reason to use more resources than you should for this event because it's a potential trap event for you just to waste your resources before the next big thing. Especially, remember, power cores are very, very important in the game right now, especially with them being pretty much the only way to get access to a character, and especially with the Astral team right around the corner here. I'll be saving my power cores for them. So guys, that's my game plan overall. I'm going to be going for the Garlic. Nothing more, nothing less. And if I fall out of the top 10,000, it is what it is. I don't even need the purple ISO 8. Siege on Battle World's coming around the corner anyway, so we'll take advantage of that for the rewards when they do come. But yeah, that's my overall game plan. Hopefully this is helpful. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.